Hello, everyone. Long time no see. I'm your host, Jennifer Zeng. You may have watched my speech at the International Religious Freedom Summit 2022 in Washington, D.C. So that trip to Washington took up some of my time, and I had to deal with some other issues. That is why I haven't done any new shows until now. Good to see you again. Today, I will talk about three topics: a mysterious lamp newly established in Beijing, the CCP's new recruitment incentives, and the leaked data and terrifying population drop and aging of China. So make sure you stick around till the end. On July 1st, China Aerospace Science and Industry Corporation posted a piece of one-sentence news saying that on the morning of July 1st, 2022, a certain laboratory was officially inaugurated in Beijing and entered the trial operation stage. Then it went on to say that this and that leaders had attended the inauguration ceremony and jointly inaugurate the laboratory. One of the CCP's most important mouthpieces, CCTV, also published this one-sentence news about a certain laboratory that was officially inaugurated in Beijing and entered the trial operation stage. This short news quickly rose to the top of the hot search and received tens of millions of views. Some people wondered what on earth is this certain laboratory, and some others said that the fewer the words are, the bigger the matter is. While everyone was trying to figure out what this mysterious certain laboratory was, Chinese language YouTuber Lu De Media revealed that this certain laboratory is part of the so-called Nantian project, and its task was to research small nuclear reactors to build nuclear-powered spaceships, which is called Luanyao or Phoenix. And the technology was stolen from NuScale Power, a company based in the US. One such spaceship can destroy Elon Musk's satellites, and the CCP wants to compete with the US in space, etc. I've checked the information about the Nantian project. Some articles say that the project is under development by China Aerospace Science and Industry Corporation and is actually about China's first manned space laboratory. And the 13th Air Show China in Zhuhai City in last year, the Aviation Industry Corporation of China displayed a large air and space strategic carrier platform called Luanyao 2. It attracted many tourists and uniformed Air Force seniors. And there was also this book on the table, which had Nantian Project on its cover, as well as an orbit flight test report. But some others say this Nantian project was just an aviation-themed real-life immersive experience project just for people to have some fun. This site does say Nantian project is an aviation-themed real-life immersive experience project. Of course, this doesn't prove that what Lu De said was wrong. The CCP could continue to adopt the name Nantian for its new nuclear reactor project and the mysterious one-sentence news without releasing the name and purpose of this newly established laboratory does need our attention. That is why I'm sharing it here. Another piece of news I'd like to share is this. On July 5th, The government of Zhifu district in Yantai City, Shandong province in China, posted a recruitment announcement on its website saying that it is recruiting 22 university graduates with bachelor's degree and above, and this recruitment is called 带编入伍, meaning anyone who is admitted will naturally gain a so-called 编制. This thing only exists in China. We can regard it as a position in the public sector, government-owned institutions, and state-owned enterprises. So 带编入伍 means if you join the army, you are entitled to a position in the public sector, government-owned institutions, and state-owned enterprises after you retire from the army. A while ago, there were discussions about adopting the so-called 带编入伍 policy in the new military service regulations. Although this policy has not been officially included in the CCP's military service law, which was revised in April this year. More than one city has started to adopt this policy. For example, Longkou City in Shandong province also announced that it would recruit 24 university graduates who will be entitled to a job position after they retire. As a matter of fact, as early as last year, Lanshan district in Linyi City in Shandong province had already started to recruit university graduates with job guarantees. You know, this year there are as many as nearly 11 million university graduates in China. Finding a job has become super difficult. Some students have to pay to get an internship opportunity. For top universities such as Peking University, only 60% of the graduates have found a job. For other ordinary universities, the rates are much, much lower. So the fact that many cities are offering guaranteed jobs in the public sector or government-owned institutes and enterprises tells us three things. One, it is hard to recruit soldiers, so the CCP has to offer extra benefits. Two, the CCP wants to raise the overall education level of the army. Three, the CCP wants to expand the scale of recruitment so badly that it is offering such precious benefits as incentives. In any case, again, I think this is worth reporting as we've heard about war preparation so much recently. This kind of information should definitely be noticed. Next, I'd like to talk about the data breach incident you must have already heard about. Several days ago, a hacker claimed to have stolen the personal information of 1 billion Chinese citizens from a Shanghai police database. In terms of scales, this is one of the biggest data breaches in history, and it seems that the information is true. The hacker claimed that databases contain information on 1 million Chinese national residents and several billion case records, including name, address, birthplace, national ID number, mobile number, or crime case details. Such a large-scale leak that has never happened in history before is obviously a big blow to the CCP, which is yet to respond to the leak. Some people say that this leak is a deliberate action by Xi Jinping's political enemies to embarrass Xi. Some other people say it was caused by security loopholes in their database. Whatever the case, the huge leak will give the intelligence departments of various countries and researchers a real opportunity to use big data technology to analyze the real social and economic status in China. For example, Yi Fuxian, a demographer and a senior scientist at the University of Wisconsin and author of Big Country with Empty Nest, had downloaded the sample data available on the internet and made some important discoveries regarding the true situation with the Chinese population. First of all, he found the data reliable. Secondly, he said the data confirmed what he had been saying before. China's births continued to decline after 1990 and did not peak in 2004 or 2011. The current total population of China is not 1.41 billion as officially touted, but less than 1.28 billion, and China's population began to grow negatively in 2018, not 2031 as officially predicted. What China faces in the future is a demographic avalanche and a severe aging, which with a continued decline in socio-economic vitality. And look at these charts drawn by Yi Fuqian. The top one is the population numbers of different age groups. The blue color line represents the data from the official 2020 census. The red color line represents the data released by China's National Statistics Office, and the black color line represents Yi Fuqian's own estimation. The bottom chart represents results coming from the leaked data of 250,000 people. So according to this sample data, the population situation is even worse than Yi Fuqian's previous estimation. And this chart was also drawn by Yi Fuqian based on the sales volume of maternity clothes, cribs, and baby carriages. The blue line represents the sales volume of maternity clothes. The green line is for cribs, and the yellow line is for baby carriages. So you can see all these lines dropped from 2018. In the meantime, sales volume for eggs, soya sauce, salt, suckers, etc. did not drop. And this chart is more terrifying. They are the age structure pyramid chart. The blue color represents the population of males, and the red color represents the population of females. So the chart on the left was drawn based on the 2020 census result. It shows the median age of Chinese people is 39.3 years old. From the bottom to the top are the proportions of the population of each age group to the total population. And the age groups are from 0 to 4 years old to over 85 years old. So if you look at the chart on the left, it is a quite healthy structure. The population aged 0 to 4 years is about 3% of the total population. So that's quite a solid bottom to ensure future population growth. The chart in the middle is the estimation of Yi Fuqian. So according to him, the median age of Chinese people is 40.8 years old, and the population aged 0 to 4 years is only 2% instead of 3% of the total population. And the right chart was drawn based on the leaked data, a sample of 250,000 people. So according to the leaked data, the median age of Chinese people is 42.6 years old, more than 3 years older than the 2020 census number. And the population aged 0 to 4 years is less than 1% of the total population. So that's the most terrifying part. With such an unsteady bottom, how can China ensure population growth in the future? And look at this chart. The three charts on the top are the same charts we just talked about. The three on the bottom line are the estimation for 2050 on the condition that China's birth rate remains at 1.2%. The official birth rate in 2021 is 1.1%, and the actual rate could be only 0.9%. So this estimation is an optimistic one. So based on this optimistic calculation, in 2050, China will have 1.25 billion people with a median age of 52.5 years old. So this is the result based on the 2020 census. And look at the middle chart at the bottom. This is based on Yi Fuxian's estimation. In 2050, China's population will be 1.09 billion with a median age of 56.3 years old. And look at the right chart at the bottom. This is based on the leaked data. In 2050, the median age of Chinese people will be 60 years old. Can you believe that? 60 years old. And of the current 250,000 people in the sample, only 200,000 people will remain in 2050. So that's a drop of 20%. As far as I can see, the population drop is one of the biggest problems China is facing now, and I don't see how this can be turned around with so many young people wanting to lie flat. If the population collapses so miserably, how can you expect any growth in the real estate market, and how can you expect further GDP growth without significant innovations? Well, that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you like my content, please spread my channel and videos or go to my website at jenniferzengblog.com to sign up for a membership or make a donations to show your support. Thank you. See you next time.